sat an old beggar. His name was Eze Madu, a man of 80 years, frail as a dry leaf, his white beard flowing like river foam. His legs were bent, his clothes torn, and his wheelchair was worn from many years of use. Yet, his eyes, deep and sharp, saw far beyond the market noise. He never shouted or cursed. He only whispered softly, "May your heart never lag, my child." Most people walked past him as if he were part of the dust. But one woman always stopped. Her name was Ifoma, daughter of a woman who cooked in that village, called Mama Ifoma. She was 26, tall and slender, her brown skin shining like oil bronze, her braids wrapped into a crown that caught the sunlight. Her dress, a bright Ankara of blue and yellow. Her smile was the kind that warmed cold heart. Every day, she stopped, bowed her head, and greeted softly, "Good afternoon, grandfather. Have you eaten?" And the beggar's eyes, old and wise, would soften like evening cloud. Ifoma was not rich. Her mother sold rice and soup at the market, and some days their pots were almost empty. But still, every afternoon, Ifoma brought the old man food, a simple plate of jollof rice, roasted chicken, and sometimes a small gourd of palm wine. She would kneel before him, her smile humble and bright, and say, "Eat, grandfather. No one deserves to starve." The beggar would take the food with shaking hands and whispered his blessings. "May you never know hunger, daughter, rain or shine." Ifoma never missed a day. Her kindness was steady as the morning sun. And though her own stomach sometimes rumbled deeply that the hand that gives never lag, and the gods above watch. But people in Umezi loved to talk. One afternoon, as Ifoma walked to the market with her food basket, two women whispered behind her, "There she goes again," one said, twisting her mouth, "feeding that useless beggar instead of saving her food." Another added with a laugh, "Maybe she wants to marry him." The groups burst into laughter, but Ifoma did not reply. She only smiled and kept walking, her head high, her heart light. When she returned home, her mother, Mama Ifoma, looked up from the cooking pot and said gently, "My daughter, people talk because their tongues are free. Do not stop your good deeds. Let your kindness speak louder than their gossip." Ifoma smiled. "Mama, kindness is not for showing off, it's for the heart." Then came the day that tested her spirit. Dark clouds gathered above Umezi. The wind howled like angry spirits. Rain poured down with the strength of 1,000 rivers. The market emptied, and the roads became rivers of red mud. Still, Ifoma tied her wrapper tight, wrapped her food basket in palm leaves, and stepped into the storm. Each step splashes mud on her legs. Thunder rolled, lightning flashed, yet she pressed on. At the market gate, under the trembling bamboo tree, the beggar still sat, soaked to the bone. His green wrapper clung to his body. His wheelchair sank into the mud. Ifoma ran to him, gasping, "Grandfather, you will catch your death here. Come, eat something warm." The old man looked at her through the rain. For a moment, his eyes gleamed strangely, like firelight underwater. He said softly, "Would you help me one last time, my child?" "Of course," she replied without hesitating. He nodded. "Push me to the edge of the forest." Though the rain poured harder, Ifoma obeyed. With strength and faith, she pushed the crackling wheelchair through the muddy road toward the dark forest. They reached a clearing beneath a tall iroko tree. where the rain began to slow. The air glowed faintly, and then, flash of lightning, the old man began to change. His frail hands strengthened, his back rose tall and proud, his eyes glowed like stars. The green wrapper fell away, and in its place appeared robes of red and golden, shining brighter than fire. Ifeoma gasped and stepped back, her eyes wide. Before her stood not a crippled beggar, but a king, strong, legal, and radiant. His voice thundered softly, "Do not be afraid, my child. I am Eze Madu, the spirit king of the living and the unseen. I walk among mortals to test their hearts. You, Ifeoma, have fed not just a beggar, you have fed a king." The wind still. The trees bowed, the forest glowed like dawn. Eze Madu stretched his hands towards her and said, "You have shown kindness without expecting reward. From this day, your name will live forever in goodness. Wherever your feet tread, blessings shall follow." Tears rolled down Ifeoma's cheek. She knelt in awe, her heart beating fast. With a smile, the Spirit King touched her hands, and a golden bracelet appeared around her waist, glowing with warmth. Then, with a swirl of light, he vanished into the rain, leaving behind the soft echo of his blessings. Ifeoma returned home, trembling with wonder. She entered her small kitchen and froze. Where they had once had empty pots, now stood sacks of rice, basket of yam, jars of oil, and calabashes of gold coins. Her mother, wide-eyed, whispered, "Ifeoma, what have you done?" Ifeoma smiled through her tears, lifting her wrist to show the golden bracelet. "Mama," she said softly, "the beggar was a king, a spirit king. He has rewarded our kindness." Soon, the villagers gathered at her hut, their mouths open in amazement. "Ah, so it was true. The beggar was no ordinary man. Forgive us, Ifeoma. We mocked what we did not understand." Ifeoma only smiled humbly and said, "Kindness feeds the soul before it feeds the stomach." From that day on, the village of Umezi changed. They repainted their homes golden yellow to honor the blessing of the Spirit King. Every year, during the harvest festival, the children sang a song above Ifeoma, the woman whose kindness fed a king. And whenever strangers came to the market, no one ignored them anymore. Instead, the people said, "Welcome, traveler. May your hearts never lack." And in the cool evenings, when the elders told stories under the moonlight, the tale of Ifeoma and Eze Madu was always told, a reminder that the gods walk among us in the faces of the poor, the weak, and the forgotten. Moral lesson: true kindness expects nothing in return, yet it brings blessings greater than gold. So when next you see someone in need, remember Ifeoma of Umezi, the woman who fed a beggar and found she had fed a king. And that, my children, is how the village of Umezi learned that the hand that gives never lacks.